All right, folks, you're looking at it. Two of the luckiest guys in the world with two of the easiest jobs on the entire planet in the world, right, Mark? I mean, this is so much fun being out here, and today looking at just recreating and re-landscaping some existing structures that have been here for a little bit, huh?
You know, we are in one of the most beautiful areas of Elkhart. Historic house here, and the bones of this house, I think it was built like a bank or a fortress. It's a beautiful home.
This is a classic home on the St. Joe River. And Debbie and Charles, I mean, could you find a more sweet person than Debbie? She's just a gem.
And they just moved back here because of family and fell in love with this piece of property. Unfortunately, the existing landscape that was here was pretty tired.
So you're re-landscaping some of that, and you start here in the front. We're going to show different aspects of what's going on up here toward the street. And then I think the gift that you'll give us later on will be the back, which borders the river, which is really special.
Absolutely great.
Well, let's get started, huh?
Okay, I want to share with the viewers here what we're doing. This is more of a formal style house, and so we wanted the landscape to tie in and have this formal type of look and feel as well. So you're going to see some balance, you're going to see some symmetry. We've got a couple of burning bush on each side of this window, and these are our dwarf burning bush that my nursery staff have trained into fan burning bushes, and so it's kind of a unique and unusual shape. Gives us some height on each side of the window, and this is going to provide our fall pop of color. These turn bright red in the fall with the change of the seasons.
You're all about providing that pop of color through the entire year, aren't you?
That's a #1 goal of ours, as well as low maintenance, and that was important here as well. And then we also need to have bones of the landscaping, and those are the dwarf evergreens. We've got boxwood here, which will always stay below the base of the windows. The burning bush, of course, are going to be losing their leaves in the fall, so that gives us some fall and winter interest. And for color right now, we've got these perennials. These are our purple Pallas coral bells that have purple burgundy colored leaves. And then in the summertime, they send up spikes of pink flowers that not only attract hummingbirds, but they attract butterflies as well.
You know, when you talk about existing landscape, now this is a great example of it. And you know, when I first drove up here today, Mark, I thought, well, that's another new tree that you installed. No, it's not.
It was part of the original landscape, and we saw value there. We think we can get another 10 or 15 years worth of use out of this dwarf lilac tree. Just a few weeks ago, it was in its glory, in full bloom, and very sweet, fragrant flowers. Nice focal point for this area.
Yeah, that's a great tree to put at an entry, isn't it?
It is, because they just don't get too large. Now, one of the crazy things was that this garden bench, which is a beautiful bench, it was more towards the back of the landscape bed. And what we did was pull it forward here, put a little sandstone pathway leading up to it, and using the tree as a backdrop.
So Debbie and Charles could actually utilize that, couldn't they?
I'm sure they're out here every day.
Yeah, very good. Well, what else here?
Well, we've got some azaleas. We're working with low light shaded conditions here. Of course, azaleas are very happy in the shade. These are unusual not only because they bloom with hot pink flowers in the springtime, but after that they've got green and white variegated leaves, which also add a pop of color at the time of the year that they're not in bloom.
Very good. And around the bend here?
Well, we have got a challenging area here, and it's because of these overhangs. I don't know if there's like 4 or 5 feet overhangs, really big overhangs, and what that doesn't allow is for any sunlight or water to get to these plants that we have in the planter here. But we talked about that with Debbie, and she assures us that she really wanted this to look nice. It's the front entrance, and she's going to be doing hand watering there.
Very good. And she does the same over here, I would think, too.
Absolutely. We've got the same conditions. Only a much larger overhang. I think this is like 7-8 foot overhang. But Craig, this is one of our fan boxwoods, very similar to our fan burning bush that we've trained it into the shape. We've got the window back here. We want to always make sure that this stays below the base of the window. Gives us a little bit of height and width, but stays in this nice confined area.
So I thought it was only bloomer that you could train, but you're training plants too,
We do.
What else out here in the middle that might capture our attention, Mark?
Well, let's go out here and share with the viewers.
Okay. So Mark, out here in the front on the beautiful St. Joe River, a home that has been here for a little bit, but a classic look And again, paying some attention to the existing landscape, but making it new with your added touch from Linton's and the color that just makes everything pop.
You're right, Craig. Focal point here, of course, is the St. Francis statue. Homeowners have added some solar power spotlights on that. And we've framed it with a couple of little dwarf patio peaches, one on each side, a very formal type of look. Those bloom in the springtime with pink flowers and then have the burgundy leaves the rest of the season.
And this is the first time you've been out to this property. This is not a recurring kind of service call here.
You're correct.
Yeah, lots of great ideas here. And as you come to the other side of the garage, you just keep it flowing here, don't you?
Well, thanks for noticing. We did have a couple of specimen Japanese maple trees, absolutely beautiful, and we think that we can get another 15 years or so out of them. But everything down around the base of those trees, we've added more of our variegated azaleas. We've added some hydrangeas on each side of the garage window here, which will come to their glory during the summertime. And then again, another boxwood underneath the base of the window ties in with the other window. So we've got some balance and symmetry there.
Yep. The ground cover is important to note here because some of it is new, some of it is existing, and then still in areas you completely took it out, didn't you?
Yeah, and try and figure out which is which. It's pretty challenging. It's done a good job of all blending together right now.
So ground cover can get tired and old just like the rest of the landscaping.
You know, we suggest that you get about 20 years worth of use out of it.
Yeah. Well, let's keep walking here. What do you say?
Let's go around to the back.
Well, we're adding a pop of color to an existing landscape here on the beautiful St. Joe River in Elkhart. And Mark, when you come to the backyard, you were presented with a challenge or two, weren't you?
We had a couple of challenges. One we're standing on here. There was a concrete patio here, but it was tired. And so the homeowners appreciate the beautiful paving bricks here. They've got a gorgeous brick home.
Yeah.
And what we did was pick out a brick that blends nicely with the house.
And that's not the easiest thing in the world to do, I bet, is it?
What we look for is something that has a range of colors, makes it easier to blend that way.
What about that pop of color that we see off to the side? Huh?
Yeah, we added a summer flowering dogwood tree here. Around the base are going to be some summer blooming hydrangeas. The other side of the patio, we added a splash of red color with the Japanese maple, along with some additional hydrangeas, concentrating on summer colors because that's the time of the year that Charles and Debbie are going to be out here on the patio.
Yeah, you know, this could be the park-like feature that maybe we've created for others. This is so peaceful back here.
Oh, I would love to live here myself.
Yeah, I know Debbie loves it, Charles loves it, and I tell you, she's quite the lady, isn't she?
They've been awesome to work for.
Well, let's get a word or two from Debbie, one of the homeowners here. Well, Debbie joins us now. Debbie, so nice to be at your beautiful home here. You came from Nevada. Family ties here, certainly. What drew you to this property, though? Can I ask you that?
The river. We were looking at a property on the river, and we saw this one, and it was exactly what we were looking for.
You don't find a lot of river lots in Nevada, I bet, right?
No, not many. It's a desert, so there are rivers, but not like this.
Well, I know you've been warmly received here in the neighborhood. The beautiful additions that you've made here, and then inviting Linton's to come and put the finishing touches on. Could it be a better combo for you?
It's perfect. It's everything I had hoped for. Mark and I had talked about what I wanted to see, and when he gave us the plans, it was exactly what we discussed. It's exactly what I wanted.
Debbie, can you pinpoint, though, maybe one or two items here that really, really excite you?
The dogwood tree. I love that. We didn't have dogwoods in Nevada. And the Japanese maple. It's so elegant and beautiful. It's just perfect.
You know, I think the Japanese maple is Mark's favorite of all time. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that, but it's gorgeous. We also didn't have those in Nevada.
Well, what about the neighbors? What kind of reaction are you getting from the neighborhood?
Oh, they're so positive, and they love it, and it's wonderful. The neighborhood is very, very nice.
You use the river very much at all?
Well, we just got a boat a couple weeks ago, so we've been out on it 3 times, so that will be our summer. Looking forward to it.
Well, Debbie, we're going to bring Mark here, if you don't mind. He's got a pleasant little surprise for us, so if you don't mind, we'll come over here and greet Mark Linton and Mark, I know you had fun out here, didn't you?
Oh my
my
goodness.
Beautiful.
Well, I wanted to thank Debbie and Charles for not only their business, but for the opportunity, for them allowing us to share their beautiful property here with all the viewers out there.
Outstanding. Well, that is very nice, isn't it?
Yes, thank you very much. I'm touched.
You're welcome.
Well, Mark, plenty of great work here that we've showcased today, and really we're early in the summer still. If folks wanted to connect with you, it's not too late to do what you've done for Debbie, right?
Absolutely. This is
Well,
something
I
we do
highly
all year long.
recommend it.
Very good. Well, plenty of information is at lintons.com. You can certainly go there and get all the info you need, and then, of course, give Mark and his fine staff a call as well. And he can create just an outstanding landscape, or like what we did today, is just kind of freshen up an existing landscape that was a little bit on the tired side. And I think you'd agree with that, would you?
Absolutely. Very much so.
Debbie, thanks again.
Thank you.
We've got a lot more coming up on the program. Don't go away. We will be right back.